Hi and welcome to the 114th edition of Quotes, Quibble and Question, your weekly leadership development fix from me, Matt the Coaching Guy. Let's talk about a skill every leader says they have, but very few use properly. That's critical thinking. When you understand it, it's a genuine superpower. It cuts through the noise, it sharpens decision, it accelerates progress. But when you misunderstand it, it becomes the enemy. It traps you in hesitation, self-doubt, and the endless loop of what-ifs. This week I want to help you separate the two, because the gap between high-performance thinking and high-pressure overthinking is the gap between momentum and standing still. So critical thinking versus overthinking, and why most leaders mix them up. Most people believe they're being thoughtful, but they're just stuck. Let's be clear, critical thinking is not overthinking. They're not even related. Critical thinking is structured, purposeful, focused, rooted in the present moment, and locked on specific tasks or decisions. Overthinking is emotional, unstructured, inward-facing, driven by fear, doubt, and perfectionism, and stuck in the past or lost in the future. You feel the difference immediately. When leaders get it wrong, here's one big mistake I see. Critical thinking focuses on the task. Overthinking focuses on the person, usually yourself. Strong leaders critique the work. Struggling leaders critique themselves. Critical thinking asks, what needs to happen? What's the best path forward? And what matters most right now? Overthinking asks, what will people think of me? What if I get this wrong? And what did I mess up last time? One moves you forward, the other buries you. The time trap that destroys clear thinking. Spending too much time in the past leads to regret and rumination, which causes depression. Too much time in the future leads to worry and anxiety. No leader is at their best in either place. Critical thinking lives in the present. What is to be true right now? What choices exist right now, and what actions matter right now? Leadership only happens in the now. The present is where the power is. Scenario spinning is not strategy. Many leaders believe that they're being strategic when they run through 12 different scenarios, and you guessed it, they're avoiding the decision. Scenario spinning is just sophisticated procrastination. Critical thinking doesn't expand possibilities, it filters them. It's about getting clear on the real problem, identifying what actually matters, moving the decision forward, and moving forward with purpose. And here's what the elite know. More than two options doesn't create clarity, it creates paralysis. And so here's your quotes for this week. The important thing is that no one stops asking questions, Albert Einstein. A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention, Herbert A. Simon. The unexamined life is not worth living, Socrates. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason so few engage in it, Henry Ford. And so your quibble this week is, most people don't struggle with critical thinking. They struggle because they apply critical thinking to themselves instead of the problem. So here are the signs you're misusing your critical thinking. You replay the past mistakes on a loop. You imagine worst case futures without data. You ask, why am I like this? Instead of what needs to be done. What have more than two opinions and you feel frozen? And you hesitate because you want the perfect choice. Signs you're using critical thinking well. You ask clear, forward-focused questions. You evaluate tasks, not your worth. You make decisions which define criteria. And you limit choices, not expand them. And finally, you act, then adjust, rather than stall and speculate. And when you sharpen this skill, they separate themselves from the pack. This is the part that elevates someone into the elite 5% in leadership. Those who can think clearly, choose decisively, and move confidently. And so your question for this week is, What is the one question you need to ask yourself today that will move you forward right now? Thanks for listening to this week's newsletter. If you have any other subject matter that you'd like to hear more about, do drop me an email at matt@thecoachingguy.co.uk. And if you're thinking about stepping into coaching and want to rise, lead boldly and live fulfilled with coaching that changes more than just your career, drop me a DM and let's explore how we can work together. Have a great week. Bye for now.